The sun was setting over Willow Street, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. Shadows stretched long across the quiet neighborhood, and the air carried the smell of dinners being cooked, roasted chicken, garlic bread, something sweet baking in someone's oven. On the rooftop of a two-story brick house sat 20-year-old Ryan Carter. He leaned casually against the railing, sipping a bottle of soda, watching life unfold below him. People were walking home from work, kids were riding their bikes, and neighbors were watering their front lawns. It was a peaceful scene, at least, until Ryan decided to ruin it. Ryan was restless. Boredom had a way of making him reckless, and the rooftop had become his little stage. At first, he just mumbled small comments to himself, but soon, his voice grew louder. An elderly man, Mr. Jenkins, shuffled down the street with his cane. "Careful, sir," Ryan called out, smirking. "If you walk any slower, the moon will be up before you reach home." Mr. Jenkins stopped, glanced up with narrowed eyes, and shook his head before continuing on. Ryan chuckled, satisfied with himself. Next came two teenage boys on bicycles. Ryan leaned forward over the railing and shouted, "Nice bikes. Your training wheels fall off yet?" The boys laughed awkwardly but pedaled faster, embarrassed. A few minutes later, Mrs. Hill, a well-dressed woman carrying grocery bags, walked past. Ryan grinned. "Hey, careful with those bags. They look heavier than you can handle. Want me to call an ambulance just in case?" Mrs. Hill didn't answer, but her stiff posture spoke volumes. The sky darkened from orange to deep purple, and street lights flickered on. Ryan's voice echoed louder now in the quiet evening air. It wasn't just teasing anymore, it was turning mean. A young man in his 20s strolled by wearing a patterned tie. Ryan called down, "Nice tie, man. Did your grandma knit that for Christmas?" This time, there was no laughter, no awkward smile. The man stopped dead in his tracks. For a moment, he just stood there, staring up at the rooftop. Ryan raised an eyebrow, waiting for the man to snap back or walk away. Instead, the man slowly turned, crossed the street, and walked straight toward Ryan's front door. Ryan froze. His soda bottle suddenly felt heavier in his hand. From below, he heard muffled voices, the man speaking to someone in the house. Then, heavy footsteps began to climb the stairs inside. Ryan's heart pounded. He knew exactly whose footsteps those were. A moment later, the rooftop door swung open with a creak. Standing there was his father, Mark Carter, broad-shouldered, stern-faced, and holding something in his hand. The wooden paddle. Mark stepped forward, his expression unreadable. "Evening, Ryan," he said, his voice low. Ryan tried to force a casual smile. "Dad. I was just what?" Mark interrupted. "Just humiliating people who've done nothing to you? Just shouting insults into the street like a fool?" Ryan shifted uncomfortably, avoiding his father's gaze. "I was joking, those weren't jokes. And tonight, you're going to learn the difference." Before Ryan could take another step back, his father set the paddle against his palm with a sharp smack. He pulled Ryan away from the railing, bent him forward slightly, and with firm, controlled swings, began paddling him right there on the rooftop. The sound of wood meeting denim echoed through the quiet street below. Neighbors who'd been on the receiving end of Ryan's insults earlier were now watching in silence, some even nodding in approval. Ryan's face burned from the sting, from the humiliation, from knowing every word he'd thrown at others had led to this. By the time his father was done, the rooftop felt colder, the evening quieter. Mark pointed to the rooftop door. "Inside. Now." And tomorrow, you're going to apologize to every single person you insulted. Ryan didn't argue. He didn't joke. He just walked inside, the lesson burning in more ways than one. That night, he finally understood that respect isn't optional and disrespect comes with a price.